When you turn your RAS set to find the good, the positive, the growth, the transformation, you will find it. Our brains are incredible at showing us what we want to see. And so today we are going to reset that RAS so that you can enjoy life and truly create transformation easily each and every day. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the What If It Works podcast. I am your host, Ann Vogt, and this is episode 66. Today is such an easy topic. I'm going to talk about it quickly so that you can go apply it instantaneously. Today, as you are listening to this episode, I really want you thinking about what do you want more of? What is it that you want to see more of in your life? Now, you could call this manifesting. You could call this vision casting. Today, I'm just calling it resetting your RAS. Now, what in the heck is your RAS? Your brain has something called your reticular activating system. And this system is set to help you survive. So thousands of years ago, right, humans needed to be aware of their environment. They needed to be on the lookout, and they needed their brains functioning in such a way that they could survive. This might look like hearing noises in the woods. This might be feeling changes in the atmosphere. This might be seeing food sources in a path, right? Your brain would light up the moment you saw a food source. Your brain would light up as soon as, the hairs on your body start to stand up because you can tell that something in the weather is about to change, right? If you hear a noise, your brain instantly lights up that, ooh, this is something we need to pay attention to. And so our brains are so good at finding what we want it to find. Now, fast forward thousands of years, and here we are, for the most part, living in an environment that we feel safe in. And so our brains have the flexibility to seek out different information. The bad news: if you are seeking negative information, your brain is still incredible at finding it. If you want information on how one of your teammates is lazy and unproductive, your brain will find every piece of evidence that shows you that one of your teammates is lazy and unproductive. If you want to set your sights on who's late coming into the office, your brain will seek out all of that information. Your brain will hear a door open and instantly it will ding, 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 go off to recognize who is coming in late. Your brain works for you. But you are the one who sets what your RAS, your reticular activating system, is looking for. And so today, when I say we need to reset our RAS, I am telling you that you need to reprogram your brain to look for the good. We've talked before on this podcast about gratitude and how simply writing down 3 things every single day of things you are grateful for will actually reset your brain to start to find it. If you, within days, if you are jotting notes down before bed of 3 things you're grateful for, after just a few days, as you're taking a sip of delicious coffee, your brain will go, I am grateful for this. As the sun is shining in the afternoon on your drive from work, your brain will go, I am grateful for this. As you enter the house and your house starts to smell like delicious food and you recognize that your spouse is making supper, your brain will go, I am grateful for this, because your brain knows that you are going to be asking it for this information that night before you go to bed. The same is true for what you want to see more of. So as a leader, I want you to ask yourself, what do I want to see more of? Is it that I want to see collaboration? Tell your brain, I want to see how my team collaborates, and watch how at staff meetings, as you walking through your workspace, as you overhear conversation, you will find ways that your team are collaborating. If you are looking for accountability, I wish my team was more accountable for their actions. Set your RAS to find how they are being accountable. Because again, you will overhear a colleague say, man, I'm so sorry I missed the deadline on Friday. And your brain is going to go ding, ding, ding. This individual is accountable for their failure of getting that sent out on Friday. When you set your RAS to find things that you want to see more of, number one, you'll find them. So then you need to take one more step, because if you want to keep finding them easily, have it easily accessible, have the evidence overflow, you need to be appreciating when you see what you want to see out of others. So if you set your RAS to ownership over a project, and you overhear a conversation of a teammate saying something and them taking ownership over a deadline, over the quality of the product or the project, them saying, can I speak about this at the staff meeting? I'd like to give an update. That is taking ownership. You need to appreciate it. Thank you so much, Shannon, for sharing with me where you are with that project. Thank you so much for taking ownership over these deadlines. You're really helping us move this product forward faster because of your attention to that. When you appreciate it, you will see more of it. And so set your RAS on those things you want to see. And then when you see it, if you see it, say it, right? Going back to the TSA, if you see it, say it. If you see ownership, say something about it. If you see accountability, say something about it. If you see dedication to a project, say something about it. If you see people being on time, and that's new, say something about it. It does not need to be sarcastic. It can absolutely be from the heart, so that they feel more confident in taking a similar action in the future. Now, I do want to talk to teachers and parents, coaches, anyone working with young kids, daycare providers, right? Set your RAS to the good things you want to see out of your kiddos. I'm doing a workshop with a group coming up next week, and I'm having them start out by writing down what they want for their students. How do they want their students acting and being described in the future? And so if they write down they want them to be respectful, great. Set your RAS to how your students are already respectful, and start watching your classroom space. Or if you're at home and you want your kids to be more respectful, start watching your children interact at home. And you will notice when they are being respectful. Now, you will probably also notice when they are being disrespectful. And that is okay, because a lot of times our RAS is looking for evidence, and it has to filter through to see if this is positive evidence or negative evidence. And that's okay. But as you are looking through the evidence, as you are watching their interaction, look for ways they are being respectful, and then see it and say it. Try not to say it in the moment. It doesn't hit the same way as when brought up later. And so you can comment, thank you so much for being respectful in the moment, but later, at the end of that hour, at the end of that activity, at the end of the day, if you are a teacher, at the end of that practice, if you are a coach, at the end of the night, as you are saying good night in bed, if you are a parent, that's when I want you to bring it up. Hey, earlier today, when you did XYZ, that was super respectful, and I just wanted you to know that I saw it and I appreciated it. What does this do? Number one, It validates your students and your kids on the actions that they are taking, that they are being noticed in a positive way. It also allows them to realize that they took an action, maybe even without being told, and it made an impact on other people in a positive way. I've spoken about this at my presentations, but I believe there is an epidemic in this country, in this world, in which we are not sharing what we think about the positive things happening around us and how they play a part in our lives, right? This is like random acts of kindness. You never really know what it meant to the other individual. But when you see this individual over and over again, because they are in your classroom, they are on your team, they are in your house, you have the opportunity to say something about the behavior they have showed you and what it means to you. Now, we're not here to create people pleasers. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is recognize when someone is showing you who they authentically are. And that's what we're pointing out. We're pointing out respect. We're pointing out responsibility. We're pointing out kindness. We're pointing out forward thinking. We're pointing out ingenuity. We're pointing out innovation and creativity. This is who they are. You're simply saying, I see who you are and I appreciate it. And that is where I truly believe that your actions as a leader at work, at home, as a coach, in your classrooms truly starts to transform your people. It will also start to transform you, because you will have created a habit of looking for the good, appreciating the good, seeing the good, noticing the good, and feeling good about that. And that's what we want in our lives. And friends, what if it works? What if today, when you get done listening to this episode, you reset your RAS and you say, you know what? I am going to look for people having fun at work. I am going to look for kindness between my coworkers. I am going to look for accountability, because I truly believe my team wants to be accountable. And now I'm going to look for the evidence. And what happens when you find it and you appreciate it? You are going to see more of this. You are going to enjoy life more fully. You are also going to see the cracks easier. By setting your RAS to all of the good, you are actually going to notice the challenges and what needs to be overcome, because your RAS is funneling that information and filtering it through. And then you are going to be able to take action faster on those challenges, because they are going to be so apparent for you. I have been setting my RAS, looking for ways that my kids are unique and really celebrating their uniqueness. I have two very different children. One of them is more of that type A personality, but she's also extremely caring and kind. And when I'm around her, I can constantly find evidence of her caring for other people, of her taking other people's needs and helping them out, on her organizing her life and helping organize my life. And then I can see in my son this ball of energy, this young man who wants to share that ball of energy with others, someone who wants to have fun and bring other people along for that ride. I also see this quality of drama and humor in this young man. This child is hilarious. He was doing voices this morning and in a complete British accent talking to our dog. And I was just like, I don't even think you understand the talent that you have of hearing an accent for 5 minutes and being able to transfer it into an entire conversation. So noticing how they're so unique, and yet realizing and recognizing how they're similar at the same time. And I truly think it's changed me as a parent, because I am now open to who these individuals are. I'm open to their authenticity instead of trying to shove them in a box of this is what good kids are. This is what good students should look like. This is what good workers should be. Instead, I am celebrating their authenticity and really utilizing it in ways to help them feel valued, trusted, and confident in who they are as people and how they can use their talents to go out there and change lives. I know it was a quick episode, but wanted to give you time to really process this information and reset your RAS. I just got feedback from a client. I am speaking to a group back to back during their monthly meetings. And something I had them do is write down the 3 things they wanted to commit to from my presentation in October. They then emailed them to me, and I wrote them a message last week, 2 weeks later, to say, hey, how are things going? And one woman wrote back and said, things have been going so good. I'm just noticing all of the great things about my team that might have been happening previously, but I have been intentional to look for it and appreciate it, and things are going incredible with my staff. That's what we want. Go reset your RAS. Fill me in on how it goes. Let me know what you are looking for and in what ways you hope to find that evidence. You can always reach out to me on email, impact@anvote.com, or you can head on over to my Facebook page, Impact to Influence, and drop a comment under this podcast post. I would love to hear what you're looking for, but also if you see it, say something. Share it with me. Share it with the group. We love cheering people on over on the Impact to Influence Facebook page. Love that you're here. Love that you're willing to take action and grow and reflect and continue to create change around you. I truly hope you're seeing that now. Go set that RAS. And if you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed to the What If It Works podcast.